It was supposed to be a relaxing weekend getaway. My wife and I had decided to escape the hustle and bustle of the city and spend some time in the peaceful serenity of the forest. As we drove down the winding road, the dense forest on either side seemed to swallow us whole, engulfing us in its darkness. Suddenly, a dilapidated cabin appeared before us, its windows broken and the roof caved in. It stood eerily still, almost like a forgotten relic of the past. Despite its ominous appearance, curiosity got us, and we decided to explore the abandoned cabin. As we entered, a chilling breeze swept through the decrepit walls. The air was musty and filled with a sense of foreboding. My wife gripped my hand tightly, her knuckles turning white with fear. We ventured further into the cabin, our footsteps echoing loudly in the silence. The walls were adorned with tattered wallpaper, and the floorboards creaked underneath our weight. It felt like the cabin was alive, whispering ancient secrets that sent a chill down our spines. As we reached the back of the cabin, we stumbled upon a hidden trapdoor. With trepidation, we lifted the heavy door, revealing a dark, narrow staircase leading down into the depths below. Against my better judgment, we descended into the darkness, the stale air growing thicker with each step. At the bottom of the staircase, we found ourselves in a dimly lit basement, illuminated only by a single flickering light bulb. Shadows on the walls were casting eerie shapes that seemed to come alive in the darkness. That's when we saw it, a cryptic message scrawled in blood on the wall. It read, "Beware the one who lurks in the shadows." My heart pounded in my chest as a cold dread washed over me. Before we could react, a ghastly figure materialized from the darkness, its eyes burning with malice. We ran, the haunting wails of the figure echoing behind us as we sprinted towards the safety of the forest. The once tranquil surroundings now felt suffocating, as if the very trees themselves were watching our every move. To this day, the memory of that cursed cabin haunts me, a reminder of the darkness that lurks in the most unsuspecting places. Sometimes, late at night, I swear I can still hear the phantom whispers of the forest, beckoning me back to that forsaken cabin in the woods.
It was a dark night. I was coming back from a party. When I pushed myself inside the car, I stumbled upon my phone, which indicated midnight, and it's time to go home as soon as possible. I quickly started the car and moved on my way home. As I reached near the highway, I decided to take a shortcut through the forest. Without wasting further time, I rolled my car's steering wheel and entered the forest. The forest seemed to be more haunting, with an eerie silence at night, and my car's headlight was the only glowing object in that entire forest. After some time, I came to know that I was wrong. There was a sign of light apart from my car's headlight in that forest. A few meters later, I discovered an old, spooky cabin in the middle of that forest, and there was a small lantern hanging outside, swinging by the wind. Although it was the first time I visited the forest, but I heard about it a lot, and those people never described that there was a cabin. I still don't know what came to me, but my curiosity cautiously approached me to the cabin's creaking door and pushed it open. The air inside was stale, thick with the scent of decay. Moonlight filtered through the dusty windows. It was dark inside, so dark that it seemed to swallow everything present nearby. I turned on the flashlight of my phone, and I found few rooms on a row. As I explored the rundown rooms, I noticed odd, unsettling details, strange symbols etched into the walls. It was as though the cabin itself was alive, watching, waiting. Suddenly, something caught in my eye, a long shadow resembling a human figure standing on the other side of the glass window. It was wearing a shaggy coat, torn pants, and muddy shoe. My heart stopped, and I tried to cry for help, but I could only manage to exert soundless air from my mouth. Suddenly, a low whisper echoed through the air, chilling me to the core. I threw my vision towards that place where the figure was standing, but there was no one there. I tried to flee, but the door slammed shut with a deafening crash, trapping me inside. Panic clawed at my throat as I frantically searched for an escape, but the cabin seemed to shift and twist around me, leading me in endless circles. Whispers grew louder, mocking laughter filled the air, and the shadows seemed to reach and grasp, threatening to consume me whole. Just when I thought all hope was lost, a glimmer of moonlight illuminated a hidden passage, leading me to a secret chamber at the heart of the cabin. There, in the center of the room, a grotesque figure lurked in the shadows, its eyes smoldering with malevolent intent. With trembling hands, I reached for the amulet hanging around my neck, a talisman of protection given to me by my grandmother. As I held it aloft, a blinding light erupted from the amulet, banishing the darkness and revealing the true form of the creature before me, and then I saw that thing slowly grabbing me, and my surrounding got covered in darkness. And then, just as suddenly as it began, it was over. I awoke in a cold sweat, the memory of the cabin horror still fresh in my mind. Shaken, I tried to convince myself it was just a dream.